So I've got 28 foot lengths of 2x1 tannalised battening, and that was 24 quid. I've got some more feather board there, that was only about 8 quid, so up to £32. Got a couple of, well, I got a little box of screws as well, 30mm screws, which is just over an inch long, the screws. And also, because I'm a good lad and I'm a cheeky get, I asked the old fella down there, I forget what his name is, he's one of the gaffers down there, one of the owners. I said, have you got any scrap wood, like a 3x2 scrap wood or anything like that? He said, yeah, go on, get them skids from over there. He says, have as many as you want. And I said, thank you very much. But that's going to be used for doing the uprights and behind the scenes sort of boxing that we need to do. And that were free, which we always like. Scrap wood. There's also a shed down there that he was talking about, that was used on one of the Christmas markets. It's been taken down, and he said we can have that for nothing as well. So I'm going to ask Mick if he'll come down and have a look at it with us. He said he can have it for now. Don't know what it's like, what state it's in, but anything's better than nothing, isn't it? Right, there we go. Let's get some timbering done. Get that polytunnel finished off. Yeehaw! So you load up your site to transportation vehicle, and that's how you cart your wood about. It's only 4 foot length, so that's fine. The barrow saves you a lot of trips to and fro. So we just did the final furlong of the cladding. There's our Mick, top banana. So we're just going to mark up now. So that's presented to that corner, like that. Yep. So you just mark on them where you want it to drop, which is there. And then, using the set square, I'll just give this to Mick for a sec. Got it. So we use a set square, yeah. Exhibit A. American one, this, a Yankee one. Empire.
From New Yankee Workshop.
New Yankee Workshop. I love that New Yankee Workshop, mate, do you?
Yeah. Is it still on?
No, it's all repeats, isn't it?
Norm. Is his name Norm?
Can't remember.
That's
That,
some
no,
good.
that was that Home Improvements, wasn't it? No.
Had some good tools in though, didn't it?
Yeah. But careful you don't chop your knees off your fingers. Make the jigsaw cut. Present it up. We'll clean up these edges later on. The chisel. Whip that round. Up to the top. Whoops. Get your first in. That's flush then with the top, where your top plate is. And she's done. And the job is a good one.
But you can't have social gatherings, in it. You could have had a going and moving in park.
Yeah, we could have had a tent park.
Sorted.
There are all kinds of crazy dance manoeuvres. So here's Mick from OLD McDerbys Farm. He's getting an elbow bump. We have to do elbow bumps. Social distancing. I think the allotment plot is the best place to be during this coronavirus, because you're not getting too much social interaction, you're getting fresh air, you're getting vitamin D, which is good for your immune system from the sunlight. I think we're in the best spot, Mick. What do you reckon? I think so.
I'm going to Australia.
He's going to Bondi Beach, mate. So yeah, while I've been doing that panelling, Mick's been digging out this trench, which is undermining where our 6x2 channelized base plate is. And what we're going to do then is get the trowels in, scrape it all back out so there's a little channel underneath there, and then fill it up with pea gravel and the trampoline membrane. So the trampoline bouncy part's going to go underneath there on top of the pea gravel, and then that'll be a soak away, so hopefully we don't get too much rot over the many years, fingers crossed, that we're going to be using this fantastic poly hoop tunnel made from recycled trampolines, boys and girls. It's the way forward. Boing. Boing, boing. Right, so we'll catch you in a bit. £20 sterling of white stone from Field and Factors. 10 bags there. Woo! So now what we're doing is, with the trampoline part of the trampoline frame, we're using that as the membrane to go under the baseboards, and we just cut a little section out at the end there, and so it overlaps. So there's a square section cut out by about 4 inches that'll slip between the bars there, and then it'll be one continual piece, if you like, going under there with a membrane. And then once that's in, we're going to pack it out with stones for the soak away. So that'll be the next step. I'm going to go and get the stones out of the car. The site transportation device is in full effect. Save your back, look after your back, it'll look after you. So that'll take about 3 or 4 bags per load. So I'll have this cleared then in 3 trips. Also, when you're loading up your wheelbarrow, this is a good wheelbarrow. It's got 2 wheels at the front. I like it very, very much. We got it from B&Q about a year and a half ago. My birthday in 2018. Mother McCree bought it for me. But when you're loading your barrow up, favour the front weight, so the weight is over the wheels if you can, because it makes it better balanced when you're moving it about, and you're not taking the weight on your arms, you're taking the weight over the axle of the wheels there. That's the way forward. Trust me, I'm a doctor. He's on. So we're tamping the stones under, like railway sleepers, Mick, innit?
Yeah. Sorry, I have my finger over the button then. Go on. Yeah, tamp it in. Casey Jones.
So the membrane's underneath. The stones are packed under both sides. And then you should be able to stand on it. Let it move in the middle. And jobs are good in. Mind your fingers. For awkward cuts, isn't it? It's a proper Makita, that, with a proper good battery on it.
Cuts
3AH.
Yeah, it's smooth it is.
Yeah. Ideal for doing little bits, isn't it? A bit of trimming.
Well, when you're cutting out, you see.
Yeah, channeling out.
Yeah.
There's a channel out round here, see, to make that fit. I'm going to fill it with silicone afterwards. But these are the little window sills, and because it's the feather edge stuff, it naturally goes that way, because it's thinner at the one end, so the rainwater will go off. It's only a very gentle slope, but once that's all painted up and weatherproofed, we're going to be laughing. So I finished off the ends as well, so we can use that actually for trimming off these and getting them nice and flush. Cool. So yeah, we're going to be putting the side windows in, the lifting windows, to vent the polytunnel, and I've measured that in inches, the imperial inches, and it's exactly 2 feet wide. So what I want 1 foot wide lifters to vent, and so in order to do that, The 0 point in the middle of the empire, spirit level there, the 0 point, I work out from that side 12 inches, you can see 12 inches, and that side 12 inches, and then mark the 0 point, and that gives us our midpoint to do the cut. So I'll crack on with that and cut that in half. And so when you put 2 or 3 centre points, you can draw a line then down with your straight edge, and that's the place you're going to be doing your cut. Now you can either use scissors, or you can use a sharp Stanley knife, a craft knife, to cut through that. So I'm going to crack on with that now. So yeah, once you've made your slice down the middle, you should be able to bend it along the cut, and that's not cut entirely all the way through. So what you do then is, with your craft knife, excuse me, Exhibit A, you run the blade on the back face of that, making sure that you're sticking it into the groove, and then run it along the back face of that, and that cuts it in half, and you should have a perfect window of 1 foot by 4 foot. I'll show you now. So that's another good reason why you save your offcuts. That's an offcut. Now we're jointing up the butt joints, called butt joints, but they're going to be jointed butt joints, so they overlap. So that's going to go like that, but then on this end, because it's a foot wide, that's only got to be 10 inches. I've got to cut that to 10 inches, so that the next long length will be here on this side, so it'll go to the end here. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. Right, so once it's set in, it'll be set in like that. So short end meets long end meets short end, yeah? And then when we put the second layer on, that's the first layer, there'll be another layer going on top of that, where the long end will be right to the end, and then the short end will be going that way, and that'll give it lots of stability and strength. If you don't do that, there's a chance of it deforming, yeah, and warping over time. Doing it like this, it won't, trust me. It's a little bit more fiddly, but it's a lot more stable and strong in the end. Alright, so I'll just finish this one off now and I'll show you what I mean. Mick's just give us that stapler, so I don't have to use any screws when I'm doing my first fix, which is good of him. Right, so we'll crack on. Right, so this end now, the right hand side, needs to be the full length. So all we do then is we mark where the cut needs to go, cut that off, and then we'll have to put the long piece in again from there to the end there and mark that off. Alright, so that's our first layer of framing. What we're going to do next is put the next layer of the 2x1 on, so that it sandwiches the polycarbonate between the two pieces of wood, creating the full frame. What I've done is, as well, as I've got the 80mm screws, and put one just on each butt joint there to give it extra stability. Probably won't need it, but I'm Heath Robinson me, so that's going to go, the other one's going to go on there, so the small piece is going to go overlap that and end there, and then the long piece is going to go from that end all the way down to 2 inches away from the bottom, then a small piece again and a long piece, full long piece down there and there. So I'll show you that now, and that'll be the completed window. Okie dokie. Okay, so we're going to stitch that together with the 4mm by 50mm screws, and as you can see there, it's not going to burst through the other side. It's going to screw about halfway through the top 1x2 timber, and as you can see, we can left a gap there for the small piece, the short piece to go in. The short piece will end there. Lucky ducky, let's crack on. Okay, so before I put the final short end pieces on, just a little tip. This green tape side is the inner side. There's a face to these, so the white film is the outside facing bit, and where the green tape is, which is this, is the inside facing bit. So I've actually written, so I don't forget, once it's covered up, I've written inside on the inside facing bit, so we'll know what's what when it's done. So I'll just finish off those short pieces now, and it's done. And there it is. Now, the sharp-eyed amongst you might see that I've made a bit of a boo-boo, haven't I? I've left a very small gap there, about 5mm gap there, because I haven't made a boo-boo. The Guru very seldom makes boo-boos, boys and girls. Can anybody guess what that little gap might be for? This is the outside facing face, if you like, of the window, and it's for drainage. So when the rain comes down, it doesn't collect down here. I'm going to silicone along there, and then it'll run down into that gap and trickle away. Hopefully preserve our wood a little bit longer and a little bit better. Well, that's essentially it. I'm just going to put the hinges on it now. So the hinges are set 10 inches in from either side. So that is 10 inches in from there, and 10 inches in from the end there. You fit the hinges first, and then you fit the window to the top plate on the side skirts, which we'll do now. Mick's going to film us. Hiya everybody, we're back. So the window is in. The reason it's standing a bit proud like that is because the lever's on this side. This is a lever, if you like, the hinge, and so the weight of the window is going to naturally force it to be open a little bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to put another seated bar underneath it of the timber, and then have a closer on it, which we'll show you next. But I'll get the rest of the screws in there. As you can see there, there's a centre point that we did with the pen. So we measured the gap between there and the end, the other one that's inside there, and then we found the centre point, which was 70 centimetres, and then this is 4 feet, so it was 2 feet in. We made sure, and so that mark, we lined up with that mark, and we know it's in the middle. So jobs are good. And there it is, fitted. So as you can see there, I've got a closer. Actually, we'll call it for this episode a clasp. Now that'll keep the window shut until we can get the window risers in, and it'll be vented then. These will lift up with the risers, allowing airflow to go through into there, into the cavity, into the tunnel itself. Put these on as well. I put window sills on around, finished off the cladding there, straightened up those corners, made them a bit better, a bit nicer. But it'll be an ongoing project, because I think I've done for today. I've been on since 7 o'clock this morning, and it's coming up for 5 o'clock this afternoon now, and I've had nothing to eat. But that's the way we're going to be doing those windows. We'll always have a little bit of a gap there, just for drainage, but they are pretty solid. They're not going anywhere, those, and they won't deform and warp. Or I shouldn't imagine that they'll deform and warp those. But yeah, that's how it's looking. I'll take a step back. So yeah, that's how she's looking so far. That's the lane side from the lady farmer's side of the plots. That's sort of centrally to my plot, the tiki side plot, with me back to the tiki hut. That's old McDerbys side. That's the rear view from old McDerbys side if you were about 7 foot tall. And that's from the top left hand side corner of the lady farmer's side. I think it's great. Yeah, I honestly and truly think that that is a fantastic bit of work. Oh, I do say so myself. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow that'll be completed. And we've got a special guest coming down tomorrow. Karen's coming down. I'll introduce you to her. She's got her own YouTube channel, but they're coming all the way up from the south. Not specifically just to see us, but I told her, me and Mick said drop by like when you're here, and I think Mick's got a special treat for her as well, so she can create her own trampoline frame hoop polytunnel to grow vegetables in. Right, I'll pass you back to my brother. He's back at the ranch, back at the homestead, and he'll wrap things up for you. But I hope you're enjoying this project as much as I am. I'm really, really enjoying it. Alright, see you later, boys and girls. Look at that tooth, that's horrible. That'll be fixed next time you see me. Well, the time after that. Alright, see you later. So, thanks Guru. You're back with Tony, back at the homestead. As we say, it's really good. I like it a lot, and we're very happy with the way that things are turning out on the build. So hopefully you're learning something and you can do it for yourself. Those are repurposed trampoline hoops. So the hoop that goes around the base of the trampoline that you're boing on. That's those. I'm making a hoop tunnel out of them. I can't think at the moment. We've been down on the plots all day long since before 7 o'clock this morning, and so I'm a bit knackered now, a bit tired, and I don't have my tooth. I'm going to be getting the tooth, hopefully, if the dentists are still open. That'll be coming through on Tuesday, so they'll be fitted for a new one on Tuesday, all being well. Fingers crossed. Alright, stay safe, stay happy, stay fresh. Get out in the sunshine. Vitamin D, one of the best things for your immune system. Plenty of fruit, vegetables, vitamin D to assist with all of that, as well as the vitamin C's and other vitamins you get from organically grown vegetables. Things like that. Okay, see you later. Bye bye, boys and girls.